way the museum is focused on saving history is essentially by reaching out to the community and finding out what objects and also what stories are still available for us to collect and that we can properly care for within the space that we have.
The Clark County Historical Museum is viewed, well, a little bit as an unknown. People come in and they're like, wow, I had no idea this was here. It's been, we have to say, well, it's been here since 1909. Maybe not as a museum, but this building has been here forever and people still don't know. And when they get here, I think that it is not a typical museum. I think that they are blown away by the way that the exhibits are set up, the way that the museum interacts with the community through History on Tap, through our speaker series, through our walks. I think that it's really different for a historical museum because it's not just about the objects, it's about the stories.
I think one of the biggest challenges is that people don't understand how important what they have is. Often we hear, I'm not a leader, or my family wasn't important, when the reality is everybody who's been here has a story to tell that is important to how we've gotten to this place and who we're going to be in the future.
We like to think that the community is a museum and the community is our gallery to interpret. And so when we are able to do our walking tour program, we take people out into the museum of the community and talk about the objects that are out there, which are the buildings where people lived, worked, and worshiped for all of their lives, and what stories those places still have to tell, not just in a sense of the old stories of things that have happened, but how do those things actually matter to what we're still doing today in our community?
The original part of the building was built in 1927, so we felt that it should be on the historic registry. But we did make some alterations to it, some additions. So we weren't successful and didn't really have the know-how to get it accepted onto that historic registry. And that's where Brad Richardson with the Clark County Historical Museum came in. And he and his team just spent untold hours researching, getting all the facts, going back as far as they could, and we were accepted onto the registry just this year. So we're really grateful to the Clark County Historical Museum for that.
As we continue to move into the future as an institution, I think what we want to see, the institution grow into is to become a facilitator of the community story in a much broader sense, to understand and respect the fact that we're a museum and we have a building, but really break ourselves out into the community where we're working with different organizations, working with businesses, we're working with government entities to help them both save their story and understand the best ways to do that, and then also work with them to help communicate that and share the narratives that they have. And so we're really looking at beyond the walls of the museum while also respecting and honoring the fact that the building is an artifact in its own right and the objects we hold are very important and key to our mission.